we recording right now? Anyway. How's it going, everyone? And welcome back. So, we're moving along in the Marvel Marathon, and this time we're taking a break from movie tie-ins and looking at an original title, and one of my personal favorites. It's The Incredible Hulk, Ultimate Destruction. Ah, my head. Gotta say, I love this big angry lug. Even back then as a little kid when I was terrified of him, I related a lot since I was angry and pissed off all the time. Siblings will do that to you. Eventually I would grow out of that fear, and I think one of the things that helped was this game. After the disappointing turnout of the 2003 movie tie-in game, the folks over at Radical Entertainment, who were also responsible for The Simpsons Hit and Run, decided to take another crack at the character with a new approach, which was basically taking the Spider-Man 2 route, making an open-world game that fits with him in mind and make it fun as hell in the process. The game would see release in August 2005 and gained immense praise from both critics and gamers alike, and the gameplay would later be the basis for the prototype franchise. This is also one of the games that defined the blockbuster rental phase of my childhood. That and MK Armageddon, but we don't talk about that here. For this video, we're going to be focusing on the Xbox version of the game. I do own and am most familiar with the PlayStation 2 version, but my PlayStation 2 itself unfortunately won't read discs anymore, and the Xbox version is widely regarded as the best version to play, so we're just going to stick with that. Old sweet PlayStation 2. Rest in peace, old friend. Hey everyone, just doing a quick unscripted editor's note, because between the time of writing this script and doing the review, I've gotten a PS2 from my close friend Jace, and yeah, but I figured because I already had a copy on the Xbox, we figured we'd just continue with that anyway. So anyway, back to the video. Well, after all that, let's begin the review proper and look at the story. But first, I'm going to find something to nurse this headache, and change your clothes. Throw out these jeans while I'm at it. The game begins with Bruce Banner self-isolating in the desert. What a good guy. After being attacked by Emil Blonsky and the military, Banner makes his way over to his pal Samson, who agrees to help build a machine that'll help Bruce finally get rid of the Hulk once and for all. Unfortunately, all the equipment we need is held in top-secret government locations, so with the help of mental implants, the guys use the Hulk to their advantage by having him complete certain tasks, and that's pretty much the majority of the game. It's a very standard Hulk plot, and it honestly isn't very interesting to me. It's mostly an excuse to go to the next level, and it all leads to a very anticlimactic end, with all the work leading to nothing and a very better luck next time conclusion. There are a couple of secondary plots like Emil turning into the Abomination and the emergence of the Devil Hulk, and these aren't really too engaging either. The Devil Hulk stuff feels kinda shoehorned in to pad out game time, and the Abomination could have been avoided if Blonsky didn't touch the canister like a fucking idiot. I know I would usually give a plot summary for this kind of game, but the story just feels empty. It's almost like they had to put something together for the sake of having a story, so most of it just feels like a bunch of cobbled together ideas that feel half-baked and don't even tie into each other. There's also some things that just feel flat out unnecessary and don't need to be there at all. You could take Blonsky's wife Nadia out and it wouldn't change anything in the slightest. I guess the files in the main menu would have helped, but I don't think it would have changed my opinion much. Gotta say, they got some talented individuals for the voice cast, including Ron Perlman as Emil, who is the highlight for me, and they even got Neil McDonough, who reprises his role as Bruce Banner from the animated series. I really like who they got for Samson, and the Devil Hulk sounds menacing as hell. Probably wasn't expecting that, or this, but let's let's move on to gameplay. Alright, I guess I'll start with combat since it's the main thing you'll be doing throughout the game, and hey, Hulk smash, right? So for light attacks, you hit the X button, and with the Y button you can execute heavy attacks. B allows you to pick up objects, and hitting it again will throw that object wherever you're facing. You also have a lock-on with the L trigger, which is incredibly useful and something you'll be using all the time. It can be a little finicky periodically, but most of the time it'll target what you want and help you a ton, especially during boss fights. Overall, combat is very simple on the base level, but what I think makes it so enjoyable and fun to go back to is the amount of experimentation you can do. As you keep playing and buying upgrades, you'll have new combos and special moves to try out on enemies, and just about all of them are really effective. My favorite move to pull off is the super clap that wrecks everything it comes into contact with. I almost forgot to mention you can charge attacks and such, and this really helps for tanks and Hulkbusters, the fucking jerks. As for traversal, there's not much to go over since besides jumping with the A button, there's also your sprint with the R trigger. It's fun for sure, but that's it really. Don't really know what else to say. Oh, did you know you can taunt with the black and white buttons? Yeah, that's a thing. Last thing I want to tell you is it's a good idea to take a break every once in a while. Since you'll be holding in buttons most of the time, it can be a pain on your fingers, so just want to throw that out there. With that said, let's see what else this game has to offer. I accidentally put it as a voiceover line, so we're just going to do it like this. I'm an idiot. First we'll go over the worlds you travel through. Besides the hub area with the church, you have the desert area known as the Badlands, and the city known as... City. They are a little small for my liking, and they don't have the same appeal as swinging through New York, but they're still fun to travel through nonetheless. Within these areas, you can do a number of things, including finding additional jump markers, finding comic book covers, which I'll get into soon, and playing minigames scattered around the map. After completing missions, smashing shit, and finding these tokens, you are awarded with this game's currency known as Smash Points. It's mainly just used for upgrades, so save up as much as you can and buy what suits you most. Speaking of missions... let's do this quickly. Missions have you do a variety of tasks which mainly consist of smashing something, protecting something, or bringing an object back to the church. While lacking in variety, that's not the issue. Early on these levels are relatively comfortable, but around the halfway mark, the difficulty spikes up dramatically and you wonder if you're even playing the same game still. It might just be me being bad at video games, but it feels like after a certain point you hit a brick wall and everything just doesn't want you to finish the game. After a while I tried putting in a code to double the health pickups, and even that wasn't enough. I did manage to finish the game, but holy fuck was I ready to split my controller in two with the amount of bullshit I encountered. It started with the escort mission with Samson, and it just got even worse from there. I recommend finding the comic covers for both double damage and double health, just to give yourself a fighting chance when you get to the latter half of the game. Okay, rant over. Speaking of which, now on to the comic covers, which besides rewarding you with smash points, they can give you a whole bunch of extras including double damage as mentioned before, cow missiles, giant gorilla balloons everywhere, and also costumes. These can range from different shorts representing different countries, or somebody like Joe Fixit, who is voiced by his animated series actor. When you collect them all, you unlock the Grey Hulk, but major missed opportunity. No purple pants option. Shame. Overall, the comic covers are a nice bonus and add some replay value. Kinda wish they unlocked your rewards right away instead of these passwords, but that's the only minor complaint. Bosses are lots of fun and I enjoy pretty much all of them. My favorites are the larger than life foes like the Devil Hulk, the final battle with Abomination, and General Ross. Graphics are good for the time, but have aged somewhat for sure. I would have preferred a cel-shaded approach like they did with Ultimate Spider-Man, but it's still good as is. Music is really good too, but not many pieces really popping in my head aside from the title theme. Of course. Alright, time for my final thoughts. And... I love this game. I love the gameplay, I love the sense of freedom, I love the cast, and I love just about everything this game has to offer. Now with that said, the story is still a low point, the difficulty spike is just absurd, and some mechanics haven't really aged so gracefully. But these to me don't really impact what is still a fundamentally solid experience that really makes you feel like a giant green rage machine. I'm imploring you to find a copy for whatever system you have, whether it be Xbox, PS2, or GameCube, because I promise you are in for a smashing good time. The game can be a little rare to find, but for the right price, it'll be worth it. We're just about through with the Marvel Marathon, and next we see each other, we'll be swinging to the streets and taking a look at Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. With that said, I hope you all have a great night, thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.